guys. So I just got back from a 3-week long tour with Sungazer playing guitar out on the East Coast. It was 18 shows in 20 days, which is pretty intense. So almost every single day we were driving to the next city to play a show. I specifically played 21 shows in 20 days because 3 of those shows, my band Portraits was opening up for Sungazer.
It's cold. It's pretty cold.
So I was playing for both Portraits and Sungazer on the same night, and it was a lot of fun. So this video is just going to be kind of like a little post-tour recap and answer a few questions. How much preparation goes into the tour when it comes to learning the music? So for this tour, I actually put a ton of prep work into learning the new Sungazer music and relearning all of the Portraits music. The newer Sungazer music is pretty intricate with a lot of moving parts that I had to really internalize. And the Portraits music is just so guitar focused that that took up a lot of my time. I think this is like a really important question, and I'm going to do a dedicated video on how to practice and prep complicated music. Both the Sungazer and Portraits music, it's tons of odd time and just really intricate parts. I'll give a couple quick tips right now that really helped me practice this stuff. Number 1 is to take it small sections at a time. For example, in the song Poduszka Horo by Sungazer, there were 2 parts in the song that I specifically needed extra practice. And that is the syncopated quintuplets part and then the tapping bass part that Adam does a little bit later in the song. And so those 2 parts I broke down into even smaller parts. So within the quintuplet section in the beginning, I kind of just took it like bar by bar and would loop it at a much slower tempo and had to figure out, how do I pick this and how do I really internalize the feeling of syncopated quintuplets, which is not something that I was exactly used to. My second tip, which I already kind of hinted at, would be to slow down the music pretty significantly. Especially with complicated rhythmic stuff, I need to know exactly where things are lining up in each bar. I don't want to be guessing. I think for you to actually really be tight with a band, you need to internalize where it's happening in time. Now, if it's in 16th notes, then which of those 16th notes are you accenting? If it's in quintuplets, which of those quintuplets am I accenting? Also, hearing where things are in relation to the quarter note is very, very helpful with this. How did you use the new Abasi Emmy on the Sungazer songs? So right before the tour, the guys at Abasi Concepts sent me this insane 8-string guitar. It's kind of crazy how well these play. The way that I used this guitar on the Sungazer stuff was usually when I felt that the music could kind of incorporate a little bit more of a 8-string gent thing. Also making just certain sections feel way heavier because I think it's fun and it's cool to be able to bring a new sound to a band, right? Because it's such a specifically a guitar thing to have like these metal 8-string sound. So bringing that into something like Sungazer, where it's a lot of electronic and jazz fusion, having this 8-string sound is just like fun. And so I kind of just use it whenever I can. For those who are interested, I have a channel membership on my YouTube channel called Josh's Music Club. There I'm posting weekly videos about guitar music concepts that I find interesting. That's anything from like selective picking to my live guitar tones to some practice stuff, music theory stuff. So if you want to support the channel, support what I do, or if you even enjoy like these normal videos, the membership does help support all of that. A link to join will be in my bio. How exhausting was it playing in 2 bands for certain shows on this tour? On the road, I didn't find it was that exhausting. So when I did play with Sungazer on those nights, I felt great. I felt like my hands were completely warmed up and maybe a little bit looser, where I could, I don't know, in the solos, try new things because I had already gotten over the stressful Portraits guitar parts. Where it did take more work was on the prep side, where I had to relearn all of the Portraits music and just get really comfortable with it. Part of the reason why it was so hard before the tour was because I wasn't actually able to practice with Portraits before the shows, because I live in Southern California and Joseph and the other guys that were playing with us live, Paulo and Matt, they all live in Montreal. So they were practicing on their own with Joseph, and then I was just practicing at my apartment. And our only rehearsal together was the sound check in Montreal. What song or section was the hardest to play live? So I'm going to give 2 answers. I'm going to give one from the Portrait set, and then I'll give one from the Sungazer set. So the hardest part to play live with Portraits, for me, it was Negative Space. I find that Negative Space just has, the rhythm of it is pretty syncopated. There's not a lot of downbeats. And there's the whole ending section of that song is like, it loops, but no part repeats really. So it's like it loops a bunch of times, but then every single time it's slightly different. And so kind of getting that under my fingers and not messing up was hard. So it took me a long time to practice that over and over and get comfortable with it. And then playing it live, there's just so much adrenaline and, you can get kind of in your own head. So I think that song for me is the hardest one. In the Sungazer set, the hardest song, probably Vital Transformation, which is the very last song that we would play every set. So this was the encore, and it's not a Sungazer song. It's actually by the Mahavishnu Orchestra. What made it so hard is that we don't have click on that song, and it's insanely fast. So Sean Crowder gets to start it every night, and we were always trying to like push ourselves. So throughout the tour, sometimes we get a little bit faster and faster every night, and then we'd be like, oh, it's too fast. We have to back up a little bit. But that song is just crazy. It's just craziness. Which venue was your favorite? We played a lot of really cool places. I think Montreal was a really cool venue. Toronto was really cool. And then in the States, some of my favorites were the 930 Club. That one's in Washington, D.C. Terminal West in Atlanta was a lot of fun. Yeah, throughout the whole tour, we're going to so many different places that it's like the whole thing just kind of feels like a blur. Will there be more portrait shows in the future? So yes, we are planning on doing more shows, hopefully a tour in the future. Nothing that I would be able to announce right now, but we are working on it. So please continue to listen to the music and support the portraits project. It all really helps, and it also really helps when we're trying to book a tour. So thank you guys. What was your favorite part of the Sungazer set? I think all my favorite parts are when I'm interacting with any of the other guys in the band. So there's a lot of moments when Jared Yee and I are kind of like locking in on parts. I especially really loved playing the song Hot Saturn. There's just a ton of like these melodic parts that both Jared and I are doubling. And it's really cool to see like the audience reaction when we're playing all these like syncopated kind of disco-y things together. I feel like guitar and saxophone is a really cool combo that I'd love to hear more of. So I think that's going to be it for this video. If you enjoy the way that I play guitar, I am currently offering one-on-one online lessons. You can get more information with my website link in the bio. So if you're a beginner, intermediate, advanced guitar player and you kind of want to learn, I don't know, maybe some new techniques or some music theory stuff, or just enjoy the way that I play guitar and want to chat, feel free to check out that link and get in contact. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time. Bye.